No matter the route you take, you'll reach the same destination. That's how it is with math. It can be simple or it can be complex. Either way, with one equation, there's one solution. In 2009, the United States were looking for a new solution to teaching children math, and they devised Common Core, a set of broad standards designed by several organizations, teachers, and executives of education. Since 2011, states have been encouraged to adopt the standards, and 42 of them did. Among them were Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Both have since revised and renamed their standards, but they are still largely based on Common Core. These standards include a fundamental change in the understanding of numbers as we know them.
Before, the way parents used to do it, we would teach them a traditional algorithm. We threw away everything that they understood about place value. So if I look at 328, I know that it's 300 plus 20 plus 8. And it would be 600 plus 50 plus 4. Then I can compose the numbers back together, 900, and then I know 70 plus 12 is 82, so I can put that with my 900s and it becomes 982.
It's not the way we used to learn math, and maybe that's a good thing. But ever since its implementation, many teachers, politicians, and parents have been outraged over the nationalization of once local education. Even student teachers like Christina and Annalisa found this regimentation to be more of a roadblock than a roadmap.
We're wondering, how can somebody else so far off from the classroom setting dictate what we should be teaching our students when they're not right there? In my school, you have so many children that are economically disadvantaged using the Go Math program, but then another school and maybe a well put together district is using the same program and it's working out well for them because our students aren't struggling to read or struggling to come into school each day because of their home lives.
Programs like Go Math are not chosen because they are curated to a specific school's needs. They are selected based on how closely aligned they are to testing, such as PARCC.
Everything is just built around you need to teach to the test, like the state test that they need to take, and I feel like teachers just don't have any wiggle room anymore to help their kids the way they need to be helped. It's just teach this, teach this, teach this, test, and then that's it.
Such strategies have been under fire for the go around the corner to get next door mentality, or even the complexity of hypotheticals that students just can't relate to.
Well, usually when I do my homework, I'm pretty good at it, and sometimes I can get stuck on one or two problems. My main event I get stuck on is word problems.
The word problems are mostly the hardest because mostly of how they're worded, and it just gets all mixed up in my brain.
They like to inject complicated terminology, like for this fun of throwing the kids off. Even though it's asking them to do basic addition and subtraction, they're being thrown off by the word quiche or quinoa. Quinoa.
At the end of dinner, a restaurant had several dishes of quiche, each with 2 eighth-sized pieces of quiche. The chef was able to combine these pieces to make 2 whole quiches with no leftovers. How many dishes did the chef combine? Or others, like a Wilson's Storm Petrel is a small bird with a wingspan of 1 1/3 feet. A California condor is a larger bird with a wingspan almost 7 times as wide as the wingspan of the petrel. These large words and dashes of detail for flavor seem to distract the students from the actual goal of understanding the mathematics behind them.
My biggest obstacle is allowing the students to work independently because they are not able to read. It's hard for them to work by themselves or even in groups because they are not able to decipher what they're reading.
And it's not easy to change the lesson to fit the needs of the classroom.
Everything is so strict and you don't have any flexibility in anything, not just math, but reading. They have to get 45 minutes per child in math and reading per week.
If I see my students struggling for a day, we'll bump up the lesson to 2 days instead of 1 day. And the consequence of that is that you get behind.
And if going off track doesn't help kids get back on track, they have to seek help elsewhere.
I ask for help outside the class very frequently, almost every new lesson. If I don't understand something, I just make it a personal commitment to talk to someone, study hard, and figure it out for myself.
My mom, sometimes she completely doesn't understand, and my dad understands most of it. But mostly they have to learn it, and I have to teach it to them.
My family and like my other people I ask for help, they're better at explaining it than my teacher is.
And for some schools, that works out for the better.
I mean, my grades show I haven't got lower than a 90 on anything this year.
Mostly 90s, 100s.
A couple of times I had 88s in there, but pretty much in the 90s.
But classrooms with different backgrounds and needs aren't so lucky.
The range of needs and abilities in my classroom is like from one end of the earth to the other. You have students who are getting consistent, A's, and then you have the kids who are constantly failing. Anything below a 75 is considered failing, and that's probably most of my class.
3 out of 21 students receive a B or an A. The rest of the students, they would be a C or below.
It's possible that the differences in culture and community life help shape these numbers. And maybe that's what the standards are not addressing.
It's hard to get a lot of kids to see the light bulb. It's so rewarding to help kids learn and just to see that light bulb go off when they learn something that you taught them and you help them understand. With everything being so scripted, it's difficult to get to that point.
Common Core and similar standards have proved successful for some and troublesome for others. The only constant about this problem is that we have yet to find that one single solution. Or maybe this is the one math problem with more than one answer.